I am Vengeance.
Yes.
Dragon DJ reviews on Rumble.
Yeah.
Free promotion. Yeah.
Hey, I'm trying. I even made a couple super chats on a couple of podcasts and got our channel shouted out on for Rumble. So
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Well, hopefully tomorrow's episode won't be people's first episode because we're just gonna be like, yeah, let's talk about a movie that we all have watched already.
Because
It's all
Kyle
good.
having trouble finding.
So,
Yeah,
but I did get a couple new followers on Rumble as a result. So
that's good.
yeah.
That's good at least.
Hey, one of the best podcasts out now, Dragon DJ Reviews. Y'all need to go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and check my brothers out.
Yeah, it's the best because all three of us are on it also. So if you didn't get enough of us Thursday, you can watch us again tomorrow. There's more of us coming. Double dose, y'all. 2 for 1 deal. Special.
Hey, there's some podcasters that have like 3 or 4 channels, and they're like on there all the time, all day long.
Then the 2 we have those are rookie numbers, and we gotta bump those up, guys. We gotta get to.
Yeah, we
10.
do. Yeah, we do.
We gotta have 10.
Oh, we got Kyle in the house.
I gotta create my own channel.
What's up?
Kyle, what's up, man?
Hey, Kyle.
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I was like surprised. Like I somehow didn't really get the message in the group. Something's just like happened recently.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Oh, let me just send it to him outside the group. Maybe he'll be able to get it.
That's so strange. Because I think what happened was, I believe I think all of our phones just got hacked, and somehow we were getting messages from Montana. Like we don't know, but we just got our phones fixed, so it's all taken care of.
Okay, good deal. It must be Remy hacking your phone.
How? I don't even know how to deal with my own computer. How would I be able to hack?
Remy, you hacked my phone last week. Come on now, Remy. Don't act like that now.
You're right. I sent you a bunch of pictures of Catwoman. That's what I did. I was like, no, look.
This person's the Catwoman.
I just sent you a bunch of screenshots of Catwoman. Look at this, Tom. Look at this.
Oh man, it's another Thursday, so it's good to see you guys. But we're gonna have an exciting show today. But before we start the show, introduce ourselves. I'm Donald.
I'm Remy.
DJ.
Kyle.
And we are the Sci-Fi Nerds. So today we're going to discuss a continuation of Batman Long Halloween Part 2. And then after that, we get a chance to celebrate the 5 years that the Sci-Fi Nerds has been on YouTube, which is an incredible milestone. So Remy, DJ, I've known you for 5 years. Cal, I've probably known you for about 2 years, I want to say. So time has really been flying.
I would say maybe 4 years, because
4 years?
I met you guys in late 2021. That's how we.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So, geez, time is flying.
Yeah.
Time is flying. So no, and Kyle, of course, we're always glad to have you, man. It's always exciting for you to be a part of the team. You're always a great guest as well. Always love.
Thank you.
Having you on. So that is cool. So we'll start with the continuation of the Batman Long Halloween Part 2. Remy, this is your first time seeing Part 2, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Batman Long Halloween Part 2 is the sequel. So just having an open discussion, what did you think of the Batman Long Halloween Part 2?
That was good. That was a good continuation of the first one.
Go ahead.
To me, I don't think it was good as Part 1, but it was still a good follow up. I don't know, for some reason it didn't hit the same way to me as Part 1 did, I think.
You mean you didn't like She-Hulk showing up?
Oh yeah, freaking Sophia. Jeez. God, I was looking at her, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because I was so used to the Sophia Falcone that I saw in the Penguin series that came out.
Right.
So when I saw her in this, I was like, what the hell? I'm like, I thought she was a petite girl. How the hell did she get so jacked? And So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, is that in the comic? Is she that big in the comic also? Like, I don't know.
She might be.
But you know,
I know.
Halloween was before the Penguin, though.
Yeah, I know that's why.
So it
No,
might
because I
be.
saw the Penguin before I watched this, so I was just like, huh?
Because they had some like comic book images, and I feel like one of them was her, but it was like blonde.
Oh,
So
Mm.
like in the opening credit sequence.
Oh yeah. You're right, DJ. Yep.
yeah.
So
Because like,
Right.
yeah, I was actually happy that they still followed up with that storyline where Catwoman is secretly Falcone's like daughter.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they
Because
had that
Mm.
in the Batman movie with
yeah, that's right. I
Pat
remember that
Robertson
too.
or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. For me, I like part two, but I don't know. I kind of like them the same because I feel like they're both are really really good. But I love seeing. Did you like seeing the Scarecrow?
Mm.
Mm, I mean,
Mm.
yeah. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the design of the Scarecrow. I thought he looked a little bit too generic. Like
Right.
to me, my favorite Scarecrow design will always be the Scarecrow in Injustice 2. Like I love that design of Scarecrow in that game.
Yeah, the Scarecrow that the design. I know it's not a TV show. I think it would be the one. I don't know if it's Arkham Knight. Was that the last solo Batman game that came out? Was it Batman Arkham Knight?
uh, yeah, it
I
like
get
10 years ago.
it was one that can. It's really really good. Like it still holds up well
Yeah,
today.
the
But
Arkham series Scarecrow was a pretty cool design.
yeah,
Um,
I
I
like that
think,
one a lot.
yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that one's pretty. Yeah, that was a pretty creepy design too. I'll give him that.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that was a
I
crazy. That was a crazy design.
I just found
Um,
it interesting that he was teamed up with the Mad Hatter.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that was interesting. That was a
I
odd.
was not expecting that duo.
That was an yeah. I neither was I. I wasn't even expecting Mad Hatter to even show up in the first place. I was like,
Uh,
Mad Hatter, the hell?
and I'm so used to the animated series version of the Mad Hatter that seeing that one was like, okay, you know, he's like super short, really deep voice, and
Yeah, it's got that like Cockney accent.
he almost
yeah,
sounds like the Joker too, a little
Yeah,
bit. Yeah, he almost did. Um, what about you? Is there any surprises in the Batman Long Halloween Part Two? Like, what are some of the things that stood out to you in this film?
Mm.
um, it still kind of bugs me the ineptitude that Batman showed throughout this. Uh, like falling for simple, traps and jumps and stuff,
Right.
um, and like his just his vulnerability to poison ivy. Like,
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm so used to seeing him like so on top of his game, and like one step ahead of these criminals, and like in these two movies, he's like two steps behind everybody. It
Yeah,
seems
like
like.
because in some points of the film, you kind of see that Catwoman's a step ahead of him, a step or two ahead of him.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. I think well, you have to remember. I think the reason why is because I think they do establish that this is kind of an early Batman, so he's not really as
well,
well.
I get that, but like like we were talking about earlier, the Batman, the animated series, that was him in an early career as well.
Hmm.
And even in that one, he was only like, I think it was his third year as Batman at the start of the series, and he was well established. He like, yeah, he still tripped and stuff, but that it didn't feel the same as this. Like, this almost feels like they're handicapping him.
Mm.
Yeah, I can kind
Mm.
of,
Whereas like in that other series, like, yeah, he was learning, but like we're coming in, he's got the experience. He knows how to like handle things until he meets the Joker. Then, like, that's like a totally different,
Right.
criminal form in that series. So, I'm not saying that it's bad necessarily. It
Right.
just
Right.
that it's just a different kind of interpretation of him that I just kind of find surprising. And
Yeah, because even um, after his encounter with Poison Ivy, he's missing for like 2 months because he gets captured like February, so they don't see him again.
it was like 3 months, I think.
Yeah.
April,
Or
May,
4.
4.
Definitely 4. Yeah, it was like 4 months.
So yeah, he was gone for a while. Batman's never out of commission that long.
Yeah. So
people getting the opportunity to run around. I will say I would have loved to see Calendar Man a little more. I thought he would have fit perfectly.
I laughed when they had the breaking and they left
Oh
him in
yeah,
there.
they left him in there.
That-
He was like, I said heads. Like everybody broke out but him.
Yeah.
That just shows even the villains hate him. They're like, no, we ain't dealing with you.
We're not going. Yeah, I agree with you, Remy. They're like, nah, we don't want.
They're like, nah, not him. We're good.
Yeah.
I think.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I think the Calendar Man is kind of like I want to say like overrated. No, not overrated. That's
Overrated.
not like. Not really. That's not the way I was looking for. I think he's like unpopular is what I'm really looking for. Because I think most other Batman villains like Scarecrow, Joker, and most of the others, I think the Calendar Man is not quite much of a popular villain as those guys. He's more like a weaker category of villains in the Batman Rogue Gallery. So that's why I think they left him behind.
No, that's actually a good point because I mean when you see the Joker, you see like Two-Face, you see like the Riddler, a lot of those guys stand out. And I'm with DJ. I love the original Batman the animated series. And it's like seeing those villains, they stand out. And then Batman is always thinking a step or two ahead. And so I mean you really don't even think about Calendar Man. But also just based off of how the screenplay was in this one, it probably would have been good to see how they would have used them, like utilized them. That would have been interesting, but it was funny when they left him. Everybody else broke out. He was the only one left in there. Even Solomon Grundy, after Batman done fed him, he in here fighting Batman. Batman don't even give him nothing else. Nothing else. And but it was cool. So, what are some of your thoughts on Batman? Long Halloween Part 2, Kyle?
When I first saw the movie, I thought it was really good, but it feels like a continuation of the Falcone's arc because that's what it's mostly focusing on. It's focusing on the Falcone family because I think going on with business families, they have this power of staying popular, and the Falcones are going to be taken out one by one, and I really think that's what they are trying to do, and focusing on Two-Face's arc. And now that he's actually got this burnt scar on his face, and that's how we all see how he becomes Two-Face. And I really think they did a good job with the Two-Face's arc and saying that he was actually the one who set this whole thing up. But I'm like left with confused answers because if he was actually set this up, then why did he actually?
Wasn't really him that set it up though. It was Gilda that set everything.
His wife.
Oh, right. I meant his wife because I think his wife, in general, she didn't want to be part of the Falcone. Like after losing her child from her father, that he did bad things to her. I think we can definitely see that she wanted to be free for the family and let her.
She wanted
husband
revenge on them.
Yeah, because it wasn't her father. It was Alberto's father, Carmine Falcone, that had the baby taken out of her.
Right, it was cruel.
And the process damaged her where she couldn't have babies again.
Yeah.
So when you guys did find that out, what did you guys think of that? Like, was it I mean, did it catch you off guard? Was it some kind of twist where you got like, oh dang?
I was just like, really?
Yeah, I was kind of let down by the reveal too. I was like, damn it. I was
I
like,
kind of wanted Batman to just punch her once at that point.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought it would be more interesting if Holiday turned out to be freaking Sophia in the end. Like I thought that would have been an interesting twist where Sophia was actually Holiday, because like she kind of almost had a similar build to him at some point. Like I was like looking at it, I was like, she could kind of fit like the same kind of like silhouette as Holiday, but it didn't turn out that way. So I was just kind of like, I don't know. I thought the fact that they just made it like Harvey in the end, I was just disappointed by that. I was like, well, that's a little bit lame. I'm like, that's just go straight forward. You don't like even make any like actual twists or turns. Like, oh, it was Gilda that like planned it all along, and yeah, like granted, the storyline with Gilda is like interesting, but it could have been done so much better. I was just like, oh no, okay.
Yeah. No, I was definitely say the same thing. DJ, I have a question for you, brother. Could you describe the relationship between Commissioner Gordon and Harvey Dent? What did you think about their relationship throughout the course of these films?
You mean Captain Gordon? He's
Yeah.
not commissioner yet.
Yeah.
I think it plays out very similar to what we saw in the Dark Knight Nolan movie.
Mm-hmm.
They're on good terms. They're putting their trust in each other to use the law to take down a criminal organization. And Gordon, as always, is putting his trust in Batman to help out with that process to get to the areas where they can't reach because of the law. And trusting that he's not going to cross a line. But I feel like Gordon was a complete open book, and Dent was like the cliff notes in the relationship. Like he wasn't being upfront about everything. He was he was taking things too personally and stuff. And granted, we find out that it's because his wife was screwing around with his mind, essentially. But yeah, I felt that their relationship was good, but lopsided.
What about you? I agree with you too, brother. His wife is screwing with his man. How would you describe the relationship between Gordon and Harvey, Remy?
No, I think DJ kind of hit it on the head, because like I think the way it was is that Gordon kind of put a lot of his trust in the Harvey and like kind of like assumed like a lot of the good that could come out of him. But Harvey was just hiding so many like inner demons and so many secrets that eventually it just ate him up and turned him into the crooked man that we know as Two-Face. So like I kind of feel like I think the two films did a good job of like exploring that. Like I think honestly the strongest part of these two, of this entire storyline, is probably Harvey himself, because I just found that entire like arc for him fascinating, honestly. And I thought like it got better and better as it progressed, and I thought, yeah, but I just thought that the relationship between the two of them was, it was built on a foundation of trust, but as time progressed and as Harvey just couldn't handle his inner turmoil anymore, it just went downhill extremely fast.
Yeah, man. It's crazy to see how the relationship started out, and then you can kind of just see it, like you guys said, just fade away, because he has his own. Harvey has his own battles and demons that he has to deal with, and like you said, DJ, he had a lot of personal things going in his life, so he took a lot of things personal And so, and Gordon's, I mean, he still trusted him because in part one, you see, he clearly gave him that gun after he just got out the hospital. Why would you do that? So,
Again, I don't get that.
yeah, I was like, man, he ain't even stable right now. Like, and so, but no, I definitely agree with you, Remy. I definitely agree with you as well, DJ. What about you, Cal? How would you describe the relationship between Gordon and Harvey?
I think Remy and DJ, I think I agree with their part. They really nailed it perfectly. I think the relationship with Gordon and Harvey, in my opinion, is like they know each other like for a long time. He's trying to help him out, but he's basically just struggling with his with all the bad stuffs that are coming out. It's like a volcano. Think about it when you like try to do something good, but then all of a sudden you realize there's something evil about to come out inside you. You have to like either balance it or just let it out. And I think that's what kind of went downhill. And I find it very similar to the animated series and the Dark Knight trilogy, because I think that's what they did with this one. And they did the same thing with Arkham Shadow, if you haven't really played the game.
Yeah, but his I think I'll say this: Batman has the best superhero games I ever played. Like his game is top tier from the story, the animation, everything. Like I love his games. His games is awesome.
Now that I'm thinking about it, now that we're talking about it more and stuff, I really wish Batman would have punched Gilda at the end. Because
if you're playing the Arkham games, you know that Batman would have punched her immediately.
Because, well, think about it this way. She kept, like, hounding Dent and making him feel guilty about going out and investigating the crimes and stuff that she was committing.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm trying to bust him, and, like, everything keeps falling apart. She really screwed him over.
Because it went from, because in part one, he's out, doing what he's supposed to be doing. So they're supposed to have movie night. So it's things that he does try to come back and do, but she makes it so hard.
Yeah, she's evil.
Yeah.
Just the more I think about it, the more annoyed I get with her.
I know. She like ruined. She ruined Harvey's almost. She almost ruined Harvey's entire life.
She did ruin it.
Yeah, no, she did just because of like her revenge. Which I get it, I understand. The Falcone screwed you over. They kind of deserved what they got, but at the same time, I'm like, well, you can't really put Dent in the middle of it because like.
Yeah,
she didn't have anything to do with it.
She hooks up with him to do it. He finally has like a solid piece of evidence for the witness.
Yeah.
And she goes in and kills him. And then it starts the whole chain reaction of like him falling into becoming Two-Face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was crazy to you have something to say, Remy?
Yeah, wait, what did he have killed? Because I don't remember that part.
At the very beginning, the first murder was the key witness that was turning on Falcone. Like he was literally supposed to testify like the next day. He was the guy in the bathtub that got killed.
Oh,
remember from part one?
Oh, him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That started the chain reaction of Harvey Dent's downfall because.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Yeah, remember he got the evidence from Dent. Well, Dent met him, got what he needed, and he went home. And after he went home, he took his relaxing in the tub, and that was it.
Yeah. So yeah. So like.
Oh yeah, she did a number. She did a number on Dent. I will say she played a major role in him
and then Batman just lets her go.
Jeez. Yeah. And then she's like, tell Gordon.
Because remember, DJ, no killing.
He wasn't meant to kill her, but he could have at least punched her and taken her to Arkham or something. I mean, she's sadistic.
Justice knows no gender.
Oh man.
Or at least Catwoman could beating her up.
Yeah,
There you
make
go.
hair. Just like I'm not gonna hit you, but she will. Catwoman,
Yeah, stuff
Catwoman,
like
come
that.
in real quick.
Um, all right, Remy. So we seen part one and part two. So watching the entire series now for the first time, what did you think about Batman, his character as a whole throughout this movie series? There was the good, the bad, the in between, you
Yeah.
like, dislike, like.
We'll start off with the good. I think like on the very basics of Batman, I think these two films cover it very well. Like doesn't kill. He has a lot of gadgets. He has that kind of like cool sort of aura to him where
Batarang really cut his.
yeah, exactly. The batarangs, his equipment and all that stuff, that's all well and good. Well like I don't know. I don't think they did like again, I was just very let down by like the way they just kind of handled Batman. I'm kind of with DJ where they kind of like they kind of almost nerfed him a bit, and I was just kind of disappointed by that. I was like, if they had if Kevin Conroy's Batman was in this, he would have solved this mystery like that. He would have been like, oh, I know who it is already. I'm gonna move on now. Like I don't know. And again, I get that fact that this is probably the beginning of his career, but at the same time, even I can't really defend that because DJ going on about the Batman. I'm like, actually, yeah, no, he did start off pretty early, and he got a handle on things pretty well from the very beginning. So I don't know. I think they just, again, I feel like in a lot of these Batman stories, a lot of these Batman movies, I always feel like Batman is always sort of the afterthought when like the villains themselves are more of the centerpiece of the story.
Well,
Which is fine.
like the Nolan trilogy didn't really explore his detective capabilities.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
just showed him, training to be a ninja, and that was it.
Yeah, like the one movie that showed his like his like ability at being a great detective was the Batman with Robert Pattinson. I thought that was the closest we got to an actual detective Batman story.
Yeah.
They dipped their toes a little bit with Ben Affleck, but they didn't really focus. They didn't give him enough to really do.
Well, not even that, because the plot in Batman v Superman is absolute freaking garbage. So,
Well,
and they're gonna make that work.
I mean, well that a little bit, but like in the follow up, the Justice League, like you get to see a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, they didn't really explore it. They dipped their toes in it and gave you a little bit of a taste. But yeah, the Batman is the closest we've gotten to actually having detective Batman.
Yeah, that one, and I would say Mask of the Phantasm too. I would guess because that also kind of had a detective angle to it because Batman was trying to figure out who was the Phantasm.
Yeah, but that was like taking off from the animated series.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like mostly focusing on the film itself was the Batman from Matt Reeves. I feel like it was the closest we got to an actual detective Batman,
Yeah,
and not just the dark, brooding, "I'm gonna kick your ass" Batman from like every other Batman movie we have.
I guess Keaton's did do a little bit with the first one because
Kind of a little.
I mean,
bit.
he figured out the genetic combination for Joker's toxins.
Yeah, I would say.
So.
Yeah, but also I guess like you could kind of argue that I guess he was no, because he wasn't even looking for his parents' killer. He just found that out that Joker killed his parents while doing the other investigation.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I don't know. I was just again, I really liked part one, and then part two just kind of underwhelmed me. So like it just kind of sours my opinion on part one because I'm just like, oh, it just leads up to this, and I'm just like, eh.
What about you, DJ? You wanna give it?
I don't know what else I can say. I've already beaten him up. I mean, because they established that he's already interacted with most of these villains
Right.
at the very beginning. Like, they established he helped lock them up in Arkham. So the fact that he's already encountered them and dealt with them, and then still falls prey to them, is like, what?
Right.
Like, like in the cartoons and stuff, like with the Batman animated series or even, both series that we talked about, like, he might trip up the first time he encountered a new villain if they were, different from what he'd already experienced and stuff. But after that, he had plans for them. He had, antidotes or, countermeasures and stuff like that, in place.
Right.
And this one, it's like, yeah, I beat you guys all once, but I forgot how I did it. The only person he seemed to be prepared for slightly was the Scarecrow because he had the gas mask, but then he leaves himself wide open for the injection. It's like, and he doesn't have an antidote on his utility belt. Like, how?
You should have been prepared.
How do you deal with the Scarecrow and not have an antidote? Like, how did you not? So
I thought he was more prepared handling Grundy than he was with the Scarecrow.
Yeah, he was almost like best friends with Grundy.
Yeah, he already had to take out Grundy when he
give him Thanksgiving plates, and then Grundy turned his back.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just
after that, I would give Grundy no more food. After that, I'd be like, all right, you know what? That's
he ain't getting nothing else from me. Nothing else. Sit in that sewer and eat the
freaking
rat.
traitor. Yeah, I gave you that food and you betray me. How dare you? Jail.
And my butler made that food. That was a waste of his time. That's actually food.
In fact, you know what? Superman, come here. Give me take him to the Phantom Zone. I'm done. I'm done with this. Put him in the Phantom Zone.
What about you, Kyle? How did you feel about Batman throughout the series?
I think he's still learning as he's going along. He's still not like this popular Cape Crusader that he is, but even though he's now like well known in Gotham City, I feel like they kind of like maybe made him a little bit softer, a little bit, but I say he's still Batman, and that's nothing's really going to change that. But
right,
yeah, I would say Jensen Ackles did do a good job at voicing him.
Yeah, to me, he's still Batman. Like I say, I do agree with Remy. I think when you look at this, and like I said, I'm used to seeing the prepared Batman from the animated series, so I don't want to try to compare them because they're two different Batmans. I can definitely, and like DJ, you brought up a good point. Like I didn't see the utility belt, so like I don't know. Like Remy said, this Batman is still learning or trying to figure it out.
He has like batarangs and bat ropes, and that was it.
But a good point too is like if he did lock him up or he helped lock him up the first time, I would think he would have been more prepared. But I will say throughout the film, especially part 2, he takes a back seat. The story is more about like Harvey Dent, the Falcone family. So in those aspects, I can see why they nerfed him. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was cool, but it's some really good points that you guys brought up because I really didn't pay attention. Like, dang, I didn't see a lot of his gadgets. So I'm wondering how far along he is as the Batman. But no, it was. I thought it was cool. Remy, I'm gonna come back to you. What is some of your favorite moments or favorite action scenes from The Long Halloween?
Well, I will say I think the fight between Catwoman and Ivy in the very beginning was actually a pretty cool fight. It was actually nice to see Catwoman kick Ivy's ass, especially because like Ivy is such more of like a powerful character than Catwoman, so to see Catwoman actually use her strategy and just knock her out was pretty cool to see. Almost every scene with like Harvey where like he started hearing that voice in his head and started talking, I kept getting chills because I was just like, oh god.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, oh, it's coming. Two-Face. It's almost here. Like I was like getting ready for that moment. Yeah. And like I think the what was it? There was like it was like a really good scene where like he has his face. Oh, yeah, the scene between him and Grundy I thought was actually a really neat scene too, where like Born Again or something like that, where he was talking to Grundy, and I really liked that kind of talk between the two of them. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
And also the scene where like he met up with those two guys that kind of like betrayed him, or that were like going to shoot him.
Oh yeah.
It's like, well, it's a coin and see how this ends up. Someone's gonna grab your buddy here and use him as human shield.
It's like he want to talk to you.
Yeah,
you don't took their phone. Like he don't want to talk to
yeah.
me.
He's like, he wants to talk to you real quick. And just take like I like that. I like that moment, and the whole talk between what was it, Catwoman and Batman about Falcone being her father was also interesting. I thought they handled that moment pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see there.
I really do like this version of Catwoman.
Mhm.
I will say that this version of Catwoman, very smart, has great combat skills, and she's really smart too. It was a great fight, Remy. I agree with you. They had a great fight in the beginning with her and Poison Ivy, so it was cool to see Catwoman kick her butt. And there's been a couple of times where Catwoman was the one saving Batman in this film, so. I was really surprised by that. Even though I had seen the film before, just going back and watching it and kind of noticing little things. I do like this version of Catwoman. Also, one of my favorite scenes is when the Falcone family was having the get together, the party, and when his sister came up the elevator, she was gone. I was like, oh man, yeah, like,
where's my sister? Oh!
And I like the ending sequence too when everybody was fighting, when all the villains was fighting. We got to see the Penguin, Greggy. We got to see Joker. It's almost like Two-Face led the pack. Normally, I would think it was Joker, but it was like it was Two-Face leading the pack, and we saw Scarecrow, and then we saw Sophia. She was
Sophia fell.
Yeah, she was like.
No, she didn't. Yeah, she's
there's no way Catwoman would have failed too if Sophia didn't let her go.
Friggin'. I laughed though when Joker got knocked out at one point and he grabbed the phone. He's like,
"Oh yeah."
He's like, "Hold my call."
Yes.
I need to stab someone.
That was cool. I like this.
Very funny.
Yeah.
He got like dark humor, but he's serious too. Like, really hurt Batman. So, I thought that was cool. What about you, DJ? What are some of your favorite action scenes from Batman Long Halloween?
I agree that the opening fight between Catwoman and Poison Ivy was really good. The big battle in the office with with everybody, that was pretty interesting and stuff. And even the the shootout that eventually led to Sophia's death. That was pretty interesting too. For this part, those were the ones that kind of stood out to me the most.
Yeah. Okay. I actually forgot to mention too. There was one other scene I really liked, and that was the ending where the kid shows up dressed as Batman. I just thought that was actually
that was cool.
And a very endearing moment at the end of everything. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was cool. That's a good nod. Really respect.
Yeah, because I was like, you know what? Because like it kind of reminded me too. I'm like, yeah, Batman does have like a kind of connection to like kids, like in real life and in film, like both in fiction and like in real world. Because like he's a superhero. And like,
I forget, was that before or after he talked to Dent's wife?
That was after.
Okay.
Yeah, it was after.
Yeah, it was like the final. It was like the last final scene of the movie. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. But
yeah, because like I think after everything he heard with Gilda, I think he like the reason why they had that moment was because he really needed that kind of like moment of hope or like moment of uplifting after hearing Gilda's story.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needed something. He should have did a karate kick or something.
The karate chop her neck. Let's go.
Not in that furnace.
I'm gonna burn all the evidence.
Yeah, burn all the evidence. Oh yeah, so all the notes, right?
I think it was also the gun too. So she was burning all the evidence.
Yeah. Then he just tosses her in. He's like, yeah, all the evidence. You too.
Yeah, she was nonchalant. Oh, it's something that had to be done.
Mhm.
Girl, he should have just knocked fire.
You see, that's when we need Red Hood. Because Red Hood would have just been like, yeah, okay, you die. Then his killer.
What about you, Cal? What are some of your favorite scenes from Batman Long Halloween?
Like Rami and DJ, I like the fight scenes with the Catwoman and Poison Ivy. I can see the difference between with Catwoman and Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is like mostly like a dominant, powerful plant who wants to control nature over humans, thinking like nature is under humans' control, but she is controlling them with her genetic powers of plants. So and she uses her spores to manipulate them. And I can see that Catwoman has like this agile flexibility. We can definitely see the difference between them. And my favorite is I have to say it was actually the scene where Batman, we all know his name is Bruce. He's looking up to see Catwoman as his mother as a hallucination. I thought it was like a very touching moment.
That was cool too, Cal. That was cool. I'll give you that. That was cool, brother.
That was very touching because you can feel the pain that he's going through after losing his parents. We all been through that, you know. In Batman, his long hero career, he's always dealt with PTSD of losing his family, and I seeing him hallucinating Catwoman as his mom. This was actually something that never really been achieved before, and I think they really nailed it with this one.
They did. They sure did. Because it made me think, like, because he is human once he take off that costume. So it's like, dang, man, like, does he go through this behind closed doors? Or this, because when he's Batman, if he's in, combat mode, he shows no emotion, no restraint. So that was actually pretty cool to see. Remy, what did you think about the post-credit scene to Batman on Halloween?
There was a post-credit scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
I missed both of them
then. I saw it.
Remind me, because I probably forgot, or I didn't even watch it. I don't remember.
Yeah, the post-credit screen after they do the trick-or-treating, the kids leave and the doorbell rings again. And when the doorbell rings, it is the Flash and Green Arrow standing at the door. And Alfred kind of looks to his right and he's like, "They want to speak to you, sir." And then he goes off.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Damn it. I'm upset I didn't watch that.
Yeah, it was quite I think this is where the audience begins to realize that this is where they're moving it to the Justice League movie with all the multiverses. And that was right, I think part 3 or part 2, correct me on that one. I think that was the last film for Kevin Conroy to be Batman in this one before his death.
Wasn't it it was multiverse or something like that? I forget what the title was.
Yeah, that's where they gather all of the villains. Heroes and villains together.
Mm-hmm.
Also, but no, it was a pretty cool one, and I know they're considering making a part 3 of the Batman on Halloween. I'm not sure if that's been greenlit. I'm not sure if it's been greenlit. But Remy, out of 5 stars, how would you rank? Or how would you rate? Excuse me, the Batman on Halloween part 2.
I'd probably give it I think I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I still had a lot of. I think it still had a lot of good scenes in it. I still really I thought the strongest parts again were everything with Harvey. I thought that's where the film really hit its stride. Everything else, good, decent. But yeah, no, like I don't know. I think to me generally, I think I enjoyed part one just a bit more than part two. But again, not bad. So yeah, like a
All right,
three.
good deal. No, that's cool. That Raven, that's smooth. What about you, DJ? Out of 5 stars, how would you rate Batman Long Halloween Part Two?
I'm also going to give it a 3 out of 5. Good animation, good voice acting and stuff, but the plot just falls apart.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Kyle? How would you rate
Um,
Batman Long Halloween Part Two?
I would say 3 out of 5 because I agree with them, but I kind of think Harvey Dent's wife is kind of like unwritten well. To be honest, I don't think she's like given a really good even though she was been behind of all of this and she wanted to be free, but I think they could have gone a little bit more in depth, a little bit more, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
agree with that. Right,
they,
DJ.
yeah, it was just they made her dynamic just so weird because, like we talked about before, like she kept hounding him about not spending time with her, but yet she's the one that hooked up with him so that way he could take down Falcone,
Yeah.
and then, she knows that it's his job to investigate murders and stuff, or work with the police to investigate them. And then every time she goes and kills somebody, and he goes to investigate it, she's like, "Why are you going out investigating?" Like, and then all of a sudden at the end, yeah, I masterminded this whole thing. I killed all these people, and I manipulated Harvey because and it's like, what?
I do think if it's going to allow her to be the mastermind behind what was happening, because her character felt so out of place. But they at least should have shown her more and give her character some more flavor. Because you would have. I mean, you have no idea that she's behind this because they show her, but they don't show her. Like, and
Yeah,
anytime her and Harvey together, they're fighting, they're arguing. She's like, "Okay, don't go." Like he's literally finna go investigate, and
yeah.
she's like, "Don't go." Okay, and then
Or
find out, when I rewatched it, I'm thinking it's Harvey's fault that his house got blown up, but it's her fault the house got blown up. Now he ain't got a home.
yeah,
So
and when she's not yet arguing with him, she's just sitting there like a lump on a log.
yeah, she always had, yeah, she just kind of like stuck. So I think that what they should have done is like pushed her more. But her character to me was out
I
of place.
think,
Not only that, they make it like so obvious that like Harvey is Holiday, so like that doesn't really like lead up to a very good like reveal.
twist.
You're just like, okay, so the guy that you were going after that you thought was Holiday was actually Holiday. What? Oh my God! What a big twist! No, it's not good writing. It's not even that good of a supply, dude. Like you need to actually like give something. That's what I'm saying. That would have been more interesting if Sophia was
Right.
Holiday. Like how more interesting would that be if like all this like lovey-dovey talk she had with her father is actual total like crap, and she like has been killing.
And they even kind of alluded to that with her introduction when she tries to give him like his birthday present and he turns her away.
Yeah,
Like her mannerisms at that point
Yeah.
made it almost seem like that. But I think what would have been better with Glinda, is if she was like, "Oh, yeah, I've got your back, sweetie," and like,
Right.
you know that that would have made for a better twist at the end, like with her cheering him on and supporting him, and everything. That would have made more sense for what she explained for why she was with Den.
Mm.
If she
Mm-hmm.
was his cheerleader, supporting him and being like, "Yeah, go out, get those bad guys and everything," while going out secretly and killing them, behind his back and everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
Then her explanation of like, "Yeah, I wanted to get revenge on them, so I, hooked up with the one person I thought could do it,
Right.
and but he wasn't moving fast enough, so I took matters in my own hands."
yeah. Well, also too, I think that would make it more interesting because it would give those scenes of her like rooting him on a different meaning. Like she wasn't rooting for him to follow the law; she was rooting for him to just kill them.
Yeah,
So when the reveal would have like been shown, then the audience would have been like, wait, what? That's what she was rooting for this entire time? Like, oh, wow.
First off.
Yeah, like freaking, I don't know.
Oh man,
Very let down by this.
I would give it a 4. I liked it, but like I said, still. What you saying, boy? You know what?
No, wait, no, I didn't say anything. That was DJ.
I think you're lying on my.
No, he said no. DJ said something too. What are you talking about?
Lying on my brother.
DJ said you would give this a 4.
After you said it.
Yeah, you're the front of the now. But go on, Donald. Get part of 5.
No. Wait. So, no, I like the animation. I love the voice acting. A lot of the action we got, I thought was cool. I think they had too many characters. They were trying to introduce. I really don't know if it was really a point of having Joker. It was cool to see him, but in this particular sequence, because it was more about Harvey Dent. So,
yeah, he was just thrown in to throw.
And then we saw the Penguin, like he was just thrown in there. I don't really think Scarecrow really had a place for it. If they would have solely just focused on how they did it in part 1, that would have been cool. But yeah, so I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't get bored of it. I enjoyed it. But I think part 1, I agree with you. I think part 1 is really good. So I enjoy part 1 a lot. So with that being said, Remy, I'm going to start with you, brother. We are going to be, we are celebrating the 5 years that we've been on YouTube, just as a team, as a family, and so it's a pretty big milestone that I was really excited about, man. Just being able to know you guys and build a relationship with you guys. So Remy, the floor is yours, brother. Just tell us, about these 5 years that you spent with us and you've got to know us.
Okay. All right. Well, these 5 years have been absolutely terrible. No, I'm kidding. I think since honestly, my inclusion on this platform and with you guys honestly has been like another great addition to my life, honestly. Like you guys Nick invited me to join you guys, I think was probably, and me accepting that invitation that Nick gave to me was probably like the best thing I could have done. Because I think I've enjoyed almost my entire time here. I love talking to you guys. I love seeing you guys like almost every week and discussing nerd culture with y'all. Because like a lot of the times too, when I talk to you guys, it's like a lot of the times where like I need it. Like my week has been hard or it's been tiring with college and just life in general. So just like to have all of that, be given a break for a couple of minutes for about an hour and just talk with my buddies, I think has been so awesome and so cool. And like there's been tons of laughs. There's been tons of like picking on each other and stuff like that. But like an actual family unit would do. Like again, just the thing I appreciate about this the most is that you guys, that like we make this feel like a unit and make it feel like an actual like friend group rather than just like associates or just like, so we're talking like this and stuff like that. But like, no, we get lively, we get energetic, we get excited when we meet up like this. I can like feel the excitement when we're talking about this stuff because like this is all stuff that we all love and we all talk about. Even when like we don't agree on like certain films or certain shows or certain characters, there's still that deeper connection because we're just like, it's just that excitement that comes from just talking about this stuff in general, where like I just get a kick out of like just talking about it. Because like as a kid, I didn't really like have that many friends that like were as well versed in a lot of these genres that I am in. Right. So like to actually meet people who are into as Godzilla as much as I am, or as much as anime as I am, like I think it's really awesome, and it makes me feel makes me feel included. It makes me feel like there are people out there that are just like me, I just have to like look and find them, and I'm glad that I managed to find you guys and be a part of your guys' lives. So I find that to be like a really true gift to me. And I think like you guys are all awesome. I thank you for these 5 years that we've been doing, and to keep going strong and to keep moving forward. Make it let's make it 100 years, guys.
Yeah.
Make it to all dust and bones.
I'm in this chair just
We'll just upload our consciousness into the
Yeah,
matrix.
exactly.
No, Remy, I definitely appreciate that. These 5 years for me have with you guys have been amazing. Doris, Nick, and Serge, I include you guys as well. I remember when this channel first started. I was on YouTube one day, and like I said, I was like you, Remy. I had a lot of people who didn't like the same things I liked or discuss the same things that I did. And so I was just on YouTube. I was watching just a lot of people have the same love and passion that I have. And I was like, man, I can do that. I could have been did it. I was nervous about doing it. But one day I was like, man, I'm just gonna learn like how to upload videos, record videos, create thumbnails. Um, and what was crazy was my brother was actually my little brother. He's really good with things like this, so he was really supposed to be the one like creating my thumbnails and uploading it, but he just didn't have the time. He wasn't able to. So I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna learn how to do it myself. And so I was like, and the way I learned, it was kind of discouraging because I'm like, man, I have to see this thing over and over and over again. I'm like, I don't know if I can do it, but I just started doing it, and but I have a love for it because it's fun, and so I get to be with you guys and I get to discuss, a lot of similarity that we all have. And then, so once I started doing, I started working on it. I started, meeting different sci-fi kaiju fans because the name was originally the Godzilla Nerds, and so we wanted to become more diverse, and we changed to the Sci-Fi Nerds. But I do remember making a post on Instagram, and I was looking for people to start a podcast with me, and Serge and Nick were like the first two. And I believe our first show, if I remember, was a discussion about, I think I don't know if it was a movie review or a discussion about Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, I think it was.
Very first show that we did. And then Nick mentioned you, Remy. And sent you the invite, and you took the invite. And then we had DJ on as a guest, and I really like DJ. I'm like, dang, this dude really know his stuff. He know what he's talking about. So I always call him the wise elderman of the group because I was like, dang, I really like the knowledge that he gives. I'm like, I gotta give him a chance. And then we just expanded, and then we added Doris. It was cool to have, a woman in the group that do her stuff and who was very excited and energetic about it. And so then we started being able to collab with different content creators in the sci-fi genre, like Monster with Attitude, having guys like Adrian on, and Trey on, and even Kyle. So these 5 years have been amazing. It definitely makes my week when I get to talk to you guys. And yeah, man, I love and appreciate you guys because this channel cannot run with just me alone or anybody alone. It takes a group effort, and so I appreciate the friendship and the love that we all give each other. DJ, what about you, brother?
Well, before I got invited on the show, I know I stumbled on your channel or your Instagram, one or the other, like a couple years before, and you and I interacted quite a bit on that platform, and then I kind of like fell off social media stuff for a while, and so I know I kind of just vanished from responding to your stuff and everything like that. And yeah, I think I was just avoiding Instagram for a long time. And then when I finally came back to it, I saw that you had the Godzilla Nerds podcast, and I was like, oh, I got to check this out. So started watching you guys' shows when I could and everything, and trying to comment and trying to catch it live and stuff like that. And then it was really cool to be invited on because it was the first time I had been invited on to anybody's podcast.
Yeah, same.
And
Me too.
And then like almost right after it was like, hey, you want to just be a permanent part? I'm like, okay, let's do this thing.
Yeah, same thing with me. I was just like, hey, would you guys mind if I actually just became like a permanent member? And they were like, yeah, no, you can totally do that. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, like, nah, it was cool, man. When y'all both was on, I was like, Nick was like, we need to, because Nick mentioned you, he spoke really highly of you. He's like, yeah, we get him as a guest. And then after that, I'm like, yeah, he can come back. And then DJ came, I'm like, oh yeah, we got it. I'm like, I messaged the guy, I'm like, hey, I really like DJ. I'm like, hey, we need to have him back, man. And that's how it happened, man. I'm telling you, I was like, I don't know, DJ. I was like, dang, this dude really knows.
That's when we morphed from Godzilla nerds to sci-fi nerds. A true transformation.
And Kyle, I'm not gonna leave you out because you are part of us now. But like I said, we've been knowing you for a while as well. So how does it feel to, I'll say, how does it feel to be a part of the Sci-Fi Nerds? And how was you feeling leading up to being a part of the family?
I would say it's quite fun. It's really great to be part of the podcast because I try to be very more proactive on YouTube, which I still haven't really been doing that much. But now that I'm actually with you guys, I feel like I'm really opened, and like way back before we went from Godzilla nerds to sci-fi nerds, it was like wonderful to be part of a group that I have never really thought of. So it was nice because I always wanted to share my knowledge with things that we all love, like kaiju, superheroes, anime, and video games, and so on.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is really this is more than just a podcast. This is more like a family because I feel like I'm part of you guys now.
Well, it's good to have you, Cal. And like I said, this has been some of the best years of my life, and also just being able to do reactions with you guys, laugh and joke with you guys. Even when we're able to disagree, it's nothing too crazy or serious. We're just able to laugh and share our opinions and move on. And it's been a wonderful 5 years. So I'm just honored to have you guys. I've been a part of Dragon Reviews for like 2 weeks now, so. No,
we're in a tight ship over there.
Man.
He showed up willy nilly, just like, oh, hey, I'm gonna join you guys. Like,
there's some rough waters over there, man.
Yeah.
But man, it's been fun. I have been grateful to you guys, and I thank you guys. And with that being said, before we close, I want to hand it over to my man DJ. He runs a tight ship, so y'all listen up. Listen to what my brother got to say. DJ, the floor is yours, brother.
Thank you.
Other way, Kyle. Other fellow.
Okay.
No, the other way.
No, that way.
No. Point the other way. Point the other way. There you go. There you go.
Oh, God. Different directions. Oh, my God.
So, yeah, thank you, Donald. So, Remy and I, and now Donald, have been, we have a separate channel called Dragon DJ Reviews on Rumble, as my little tag says. Also just under Dragon DJ on YouTube. We stream it both. And last week, for the first time, we tested out and were able to successfully stream on X or Twitter. Just throwing it out there because, hey, why not? I can do it. But yeah, so this week, tomorrow night, we're going to be reviewing the Ultraman Orb movie which I forgot the subtitle for it because I'm bad that way.
Borrow
the bonds. Yeah. Now we reviewed this in the past on this channel.
Yeah.
Which we kind of forgot about at first. But the reason why we're reviewing it is because we reviewed the actual series, and this movie's the kind of cap off to the series before they jump into the next season, which I want to say was Geed that followed this one. So we're going to just share our thoughts about it. It was good to watch it again. And so, yeah, definitely join us. And then we're going to do another movie the following week because the week after that I won't be available. And then the following week after that, so in 3 weeks, if I'm counting correctly, we're going to review our first Kamen Rider series.
I'll be there for that.
So, and Kamen Rider's another really good tokusatsu show or series. Been going on for a long time, so I'm looking forward to watching it and reviewing it and talking about it with you guys. Yeah. So, so check our channel out. Hit the like and subscribe on it. Hit the like and subscribe here as well. Make sure you're doing that. Help us grow. Share both channels with your friends, your neighbors, your enemies, your pastors, your parole officers, your governor, your postman. Come on, share, get the word out there.
No, we don't need politicians involved with this. We're good.
We need everybody on our channel.
We're
the best. We're the best channels that should be watched.
Everybody.
Yes, everybody in the world should be watching us.
Yes, even aliens from space should be watching us. They should be their first example of what humanity is.
Yes, the zillions should be watching us.
Yeah, no, wait, no, that's not me. The Xenomorphs should be watching. Actually, no, we're good. We're on planet Earth. We're good.
That's cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, man. Another great show, man. I had fun. So there you go, YouTube family, Sci-Fi Family. That's what we'll leave you with today. Batman Long Halloween Part 1 and 2. If you have some free time, check it out. Let us know if you like it. Let us know if you don't like it. Let us know, some of your favorite episodes from the Sci-Fi Nerds channel, and even go over to Dragon GZ Reviews and let us know what some of the episodes over there. And also on their channel, they did Primal. That's a really, really good show. I really enjoyed that a lot. So if you guys haven't seen Primal, you can watch it for free on Max. Well, I'm not going to say if you got to pay for the subscription, but y'all know what I mean. But it's over on Primal. It's over on Primal. It's over on HBO Max. You can go watch Primal. So, yeah, we'll leave you with that. I'm Donald.
I'm Remy.
I'm DJ.
Oh God. I'm Kyle.
No.
There we go again.
We are the